And Katerina, thanks for coming on. Tell me a
Thank
little
you, Sura.
bit. You're welcome. Tell me
So,
what's happening with you.
I feel like I'm going through a little bit of what everybody before me on tonight's call has shared. I definitely do have a high level of anxiety right now, but I think the feeling that is overruling me right now is being wounded. And the reason I feel wounded, I know where it's coming from, but I don't really know how to get past it. So I
Tell
had,
me about the wound
so the
as much
wound
as
has
possible. Mm-hmm.
Yep. The wound has come from splitting from the father of my child. We split a year ago, but due to financial reasons, we had to keep living together, and he made a
Okay,
decision
wait,
to
wait.
go.
No, but tell me more about the wound, like if you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so as the wound stands today, it just feels like I'm defeated. I kind of just feel like what I had recently gone through makes me feel like I'm not good enough, and I'm having confusion, like as to why I went through what I went through. Um, so I guess I'm just feeling like lost, and I'm feeling like I'm not good enough and confused.
Okay.
That
Tell
is
me,
mostly what I'm feeling today.
can you tell me where that comes from when you start thinking I'm not good enough? What are the
Yes.
other thoughts? And tell me where you feel that's coming from.
So I feel like it's coming from, as I was starting to just explain, from this past summer. Because before the father of my child actually left, there were a lot of escalated arguments, and a lot of obviously heated words were exchanged. And
Okay.
it hurt because I really I tried my best to remain cordial, and I did every single possible thing I could to take care of his emotions and his mental health because I didn't want him to leave on a bad note, but he
Okay.
didn't do the same for me. And so
Right.
it made me think, well, if I was being so good to this person, why didn't they do the same for me? And it hurts. It makes me feel like, am I not good enough? Did I deserve it? Um, so it
Okay, so
just,
you expected him to have the same level of consciousness and the same level of consideration as you.
yes, yes,
Okay, so first you see that.
yes. Hmm.
Okay, so that you had an expectation for him to hold the same space for you that you held for him.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Are you willing to accept him for who he is?
Yes, I definitely am. That's exactly what I tried doing during the summer. He expressed a lot of he's a person who definitely wasn't in control of his emotions, and he doesn't think logically, he thinks emotionally, and he's very impulsive, and that was part of what led to our breakup. And I just saw it on like a very, very escalated level, obviously, once we did split, and he had a lot
So
of resistance to it.
from what I understand, just from the little that you told me, it sounds like he said some very negative and hurtful things towards you during your breakup.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he did.
So that's what I understand. And now you're still holding that.
Yes.
Why?
I
Because
think
he might have been really hurt. So there is this, possibility of backlash and punishment. So why would you hold his words as so important over your sense of being?
I
What gives him that level in your life now?
I think what I'm scared of is, and I think the reason I hold on to it is because I know that it's not like a regular breakup when you don't have a child with someone and you can just let them go and not talk to them. I know that he's always going to be a part of my life. And since that's the way things ended, I'm scared that he's always going to be like that. And maybe I'm going to have to keep reliving that over and over because he's going to continue to be in my life because of my daughter. So that's something I do fear and I think about.
Okay. Okay. So you're afraid that since you have to deal with him for the rest of your life, that this is going to keep happening.
Yes.
What do you want? Tell me what you want and what you know about yourself. What you know about yourself.
What I know about myself is that even when I don't get my way or things don't go my way, I know that I'm always keeping the people around me's best interest in mind. Um, and because I do that for everyone, I expect people to do it for me. But obviously, it's been my experience with not just him, but with friends, family members, that that's not always the case. And so it's hard because I feel like I work so hard to protect other people, even when things are not going right. And I just don't really receive it back. And I feel like because he and I were together for 9 years.
Are you willing to receive that for yourself and not expect other people to provide that for you?
Yes, I know I need to work on it a little more, but ultimately, yes, that's definitely something I want for myself.
So you're willing to look out for yourself,
Yes, definitely.
and you know the kind of person that you are.
Yes.
Do you feel that you know who you are?
Yes, ultimately, but this situation has shaken me a little bit and it has caused me to question it sometimes. And I think I know why. Because one of the things that he said actually was he knew before he left that I was signing up for Liberate and I wanted to take my meditation to the next level. And the comment that just rings in my mind that he said to me was, if people, because I on social media I do have a lot of people who like my content and who are attracted to me as a person and compliment me a lot. And one of the things he said that just cut so deep was, if people could see how vulnerable you are in your daily life, no one would take you serious. And that cut really deep, because he was my source of pain and he was making me feel weak and vulnerable while he was in front of me. And just to hear him say that to me, it cut deep, and it made me think, well, is that true? Like, if people really knew what was going on in my life, would they think that? Would I lose my credibility? So he really hit me in a spot that hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think, and the reason it hurt coming from him specifically was because he was by my side for 9 years and he was with me day in and day out and lived with me. So I thought, okay, he's the person who was closest to me for 9 years, so maybe there's some truth to what he's saying. And if the closest person to me can say something like that, is it true? But of course, I'm also aware that he said it during a time where he, like you said, he was hurt because we were broken up. So it's not like we were at our best and he said this when he was under a lot of emotional conflict within himself. So I do try to keep that awareness so it doesn't sting as much. But that is definitely something that did hurt me. And that specific scenario is what I think of when I feel wounded and I feel weak and I feel just defeated.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I don't know what's wrong with being vulnerable.
Hmm.
So I think that's an asset for any coach or healer.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think that's a backhanded compliment when I hear it. Um, but secondly, are you willing to lessen your focus on his opinion and heighten your focus on your own sense of well-being and self?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just because he was with you for 9 years doesn't make him the authority of who you are.
Hmm. That's true.
Mm-hmm. And again, coming back to what do you know about yourself?
Mhm.
You told me that you know that you keep other people's best interest at heart. And
Yes.
you have that pure intention. And to me, that sounds what you really need to be a coach and to serve
Mhm.
other people, is to keep their intention in mind and their interests in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's definitely the essence of what we do. And that's why I decided to take my meditative passion to the next level, because I recognized that that is what I was doing for people all the time, just because. And so that hurt, because I've helped a lot of people and he has seen me help a lot of people. And I don't know if there's an element of maybe jealousy there. There could be other underlying things going on with him to make him say things like that. But it does hurt, because I do have a genuine interest to help people. And I even had it with him, even when he was
Right.
being his
Now,
worst to me.
are you willing to let that comment go? Or is that something that you want to keep holding on to?
I
Like
definitely
what
do
would
want
be
to let
better
it go,
for you? You want
because
to
I
let it
know it's not serving me at all.
hmm hmm So what does it feel like to totally let it go and let that be his comment that he said from his consciousness? What would it be like to let that go?
It feels, honestly, when I imagine letting it go, it feels freeing. It feels liberating, like it's a weight off my shoulders. It physically feels, it literally feels like it's physically sitting on me sometimes, because my chest gets tight and my shoulders kind of slouch. But when I actually think of truly letting it go, like my body actually feels lighter.
hmm And who has the power to let that go?
I do, definitely.
So every time it comes up, you always have a choice. You can run it through you, run it through your energy, run it through your mind, or you can just let it go
Hmm.
and remember who you are. Come back to yourself in this present moment.
Yeah.
Come back to yourself in this present moment with your intention.
Yeah, that definitely feels a lot better than holding on to it.
Mhm. What if you let go of all of that past hurt and you created a new intention with your ex-partner? What would that new intention be? I want you
My
to visualize, like just take a moment to visualize energetically what it would feel like to be in a new relationship with your ex-partner. If you could design it any way you could, that would feel good to you, what would it be?
a new relationship with him would be civil and understanding. And I think at this point, one of the biggest things that needs to happen between the both of us is forgiveness. Because if I don't forgive him for the things he said, and he doesn't forgive me for the things I said, then it's going to continue to just be a weight. And
Mhm.
forgiveness is really the only way for both of us to feel free and to move forward,
Mhm.
just cleaner and newer.
Yes, but what piece do you have control over in the
I
forgiveness? It's for you, right? For you. So I'm
Yes.
talking about for you. Yeah, because now we have no obviously control or influence with your ex, but what do you want to create for you? And what do you see? What do you intend for this new relationship?
Definitely, like I said, I think forgiveness, that's what keeps coming up for me, is just forgiveness, because that's what brings me to a better place. That's what brings me out of the heaviness and out of the doubt and the fear and the worry that I'm experiencing. So
Do you feel
that
that you can forgive him fully for all of those hurtful things that he said?
at this very, very moment, maybe not completely, but I know I can get closer to it. Um, I know at some point I can, for sure.
And are you willing to disown some of the things that he said and not take them on for yourself?
Yes, definitely. And the reason I know that I am willing and I can do that is because every day through Liberate and all the other things I'm involved in, I'm working to be the best me possible. So if I know that I'm genuinely doing what I'm supposed to and moving in a positive direction, then I know who I am. And it's bringing me further away from that negative space I was in when he left.
Mm-hmm. And how is it feeling now for you? Do you feel the same level of confusion, the same feeling as before? Or is
No,
it?
it's shifting for sure, because I also don't openly talk about this. And so I think that's a problem too, is just I keep so many things inside of me because I think, okay, well, I can solve all my problems. I don't need to tell anybody else. So openly talking about it, not just with you, but knowing that there are people watching and I'm truly being open, which is something that I do need to work on more. It just feels better. So the energy in me is definitely shifting and I do feel better.
Okay. Yeah, would you like to take a few minutes just to meditate together and to reset the energy for your new experience?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So just let yourself tune in deep inside your own center. And Katerina, I want you to imagine going back to that whole innocent place before all of this happened with your ex-partner. The place of you that was completely whole, completely confident, completely you, all of your energy. And just let yourself return to this place. Knowing that you can always come back to this place and always choose what you think about, and especially what you think about yourself. And you can always choose what you let in and what you let out. That is in your full power within yourself. So where do you choose to be in yourself? You know, how do you choose to be in yourself, with yourself? Are you choosing to be with yourself with love, with kindness? When those words come up, what are you going to meet it with? With awareness, with love, with kindness, with knowing, with conscious choice. And just remember that, come back to this. Stay conscious with this experience. Stay fully aware and notice how that helps you move through your healing process. Thank you, Katerina.
Thank you so much, Sura. That definitely did help me a lot.
You're welcome. I'm glad. I'm really glad it did. I'm sure it
Thank
helps other people too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best thing about these live coaching sessions. So I'm
Yeah.
thankful, even though it's 8:30, I'm so thankful everybody stayed on and that you stayed on, because it was definitely helpful.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.